The Mary Bell house in Center Meridian.
Mary Bell committed two dreadful murders.
Arresting Mary Bell in a poor attempt to try and hide the body.
This 10-year-old girl became a serial killer in 1968. She was sentenced to life in prison, but soon, this photograph surfaced of her walking the streets as a young woman. There's a lot more to this case than meets the eye. This is the case of Mary Bell. Mary Bell was born in 1957 in Newcastle, England. She lived on the west side of Newcastle in an extremely poor area called Scotswood. Her mother, Betty, never wanted a child. She was eager to drop Mary off with relatives whenever possible and run away to other cities. Once, Betty even tried to give Mary to a woman who was moving to Australia. Her father wasn't around and her mother worked as a prostitute and often left Mary to fend for herself. There were allegations that she exploited her young daughter and forced her into sex work, starting at just 5 years old. Mary's mother gave her intentional drug overdoses. Betty even allegedly attempted to end Mary's life on multiple occasions, but she disguised the attempts as accidents. Betty was said to love the attention and sympathy she received from these incidences. When Mary Bell was 5, she watched her young friend get hit and killed by a bus. With these things in mind, it makes a little more sense as to how a child could become so violent. But her background was no excuse for the violence she inflicted on others. Mary Bell was described as being very manipulative and intelligent. At one point later in life, she would even show up to a victim's home after he was killed, asking the child's parents if she could play with him, knowing what she had done. The two became partners in soon-to-be horrific acts. On May 11, 1968, Mary and her best friend Norma Bell took a 3-year-old boy to a sweet shop. Later that day, he was found injured and bleeding behind some sheds. The boy, a cousin of Mary's, claimed that he had fallen off a ledge, but Mary later admitted to pushing him over the edge.
3 boys were foraging in the disused buildings looking for firewood. As they enter one of the houses, number 85, they discover a boy's body lying in front of a window with his arm outstretched and some blood coming from his mouth.
The very next day, Mary attacked 3 young girls who were playing by a nursery, with Norma standing watch nearby. One of the girls, Pauline, described how Mary put her hands around her neck and squeezed hard.